When we finished the last email, we kind of widened out our ask. We took it from here's something specifically free to here's a very big open ask. How do I make it easy to work with you? In the beginning of email three, we're starting with that really open ask and we're kind of narrowing it down into a specific pitch. So usually people will respond by the time we've sent email two if it's truly compelling. But email three is a good chance for us to test like can we bring this down to a really specific pitch into something that might be compelling for you? Because if you respond now with a no, we know like, hey, this specific pitch might not be working. So how we start is with a really open-ended question, but it leads into the pain that we're trying to solve. For me, I sell a prospecting tool, so it makes sense that I ask, how long do you spend prospecting? And then I threw in this other little extra, how often do you avoid prospecting? Prospecting is tough. I want them to feel the pain of prospecting. If you sell some piece of data that helps people with a financial service, you might say, hey, how long do you have to wait before you get your finances together? What does that mean for your team's productivity? We're asking them a question and then we're leading into another question about the big pain. If we take attentive, we might say, how many repeat customers do you get? How many people do you never engage with a second time because they forget who you are? If we're selling a sanitation service again, like, hey, how often do you have to break away from what you're doing to go buy more toilet paper? How often does that take away from something really important? What I would like for you to do is try to write about a open-ended ask on the pain that you solve. Ask a general question about your field and then really take it into maybe this is the specific pain that they're feeling. And we're taking that back up into our pitch. So now that we've said like, it almost, is this the pain that you're experiencing? We're asking like, hey, I can solve that with this tool that I make. So again, if we've asked about attentive prospect supergroup like we did in the first video of, how many customers never see you guys again? How many people fall through that you could have re-engaged? I might say in this sentence, that's why brands choose attentive to retain more customers. If we're selling data to these finance teams and we're saying, how long do teams have to wait before they have the right data? What does that mean for your team's productivity? We might say, that's why I'm making this data finance tool because you should be able to move quickly. So how can you explain your pitch in a way that's like, yes, that big bad question that I just asked, here's why I solve it. And we're taking that into what we're trying to promise them, which is for me and my sales prospecting tool, I want you to book meetings faster and spend less time prospecting. If you spend a few minutes with me, you will have this result. So this last part is very cause and effect. So you might say if you're that data seller, if you spend a few minutes with me, we will get your finance team up to full productivity. If you're attentive, you might say, if you take a free trial, you will get more people to buy for a second time. How can you take your business and run it through Hemingway again and go through these few things? The question, which is, do you feel this pain? The general pitch, which is, this is why I try to solve that pain. And then the cause and relationship pitch, which is, if you do this, I can give you this. The goal here is to get someone to say yes or no. If they say no, maybe this pitch isn't all that relevant and they don't feel that pain and we edit this email. If they do and we get them on the phone, we now know what we're going to talk to them about. It is the pain of prospecting. So again, another short, punchy video. If at any point you have questions about these, please email me at ryan@magicsalesbot.com and I can answer them. But the goal here is question, pitch, cause, and effect. Got it? Please hop into Hemingway. When you do and you have a nice little email, put it into your sequencing tool 48 hours after the last one, and I'll see you in email 4.